Thanks, Riv. We want to welcome Sneaky and Hi to the desk after a very methodical win against LMQ there. And now to jump right into it, Hi, you guys seem to land on a really, really awesome comp. And when we were talking about it during the game, we were like, this is the perfect comp for Cloud9 and the way that they're playing currently. So did Champion Select go as planned?
I think Champion Select went really well for us. Lemon's like the master of that. It went basically down to exactly how we wanted it to. And as far as the playstyle fitting us, I got to have a champion that can go in, Yasuo. And I'm a pretty good initiator for the team, and it normally works better when I can dive their backline. So I got a champion that got to do that. Balls got to play a hyper carry top, and Sneaky got to play a hyper carry AD carry. So it's just we have our big three threats again, and the fact that I can dive into them helps our playstyle a lot.
And Sneaky, you managed to, I guess, knock down turrets this game more so than champions. You were joking at before this one. We know Vasily actually as he's the highest CS at 1080 carry in the North American LCS. Their bot lane tends to do very, very well in lane. Did you feel any pressure in this game at all, or were you like, well, I've got Lemon supporting me, it's fine?
Well, a lot of it has to do with the matchup. So I was Tristana versus Ezreal Braum, where Ezreal Braum can pressure, but they have to land their Qs, which I think I was dodging almost all of them. So they couldn't really do anything to us, and we kind of just made it a farm lane the entire time.
And so when you're coming out of a farm lane, then what's sort of your goal on the team? It feels like you guys are playing these late game champions. Are you saying just be safe from ganks and we'll wait to see what happens in team fights?
Well, obviously the goal is to win your lane, but there wasn't much of that possible. So outside of that, we do want to just survive and do the most damage as possible.
Okay.
So Hi, staying on the same topic of the new play or a play style, right? You guys seem to be more willing to let games go later, farm up, and are confident in your team fights and engages that you'll let the games go that late. Is that a concern when you look forward against teams that do play more aggressive early?
Well, I'm down to fight early game if the enemy team wants to, but their team comp, all they want to do is poke until we got too low HP to where we couldn't fight. So we just had to avoid that until the point where we're strong enough to tower dive. We could start tower diving them. It doesn't matter if they can poke us because we can just charge at them. So we had to wait a bit for our team comp to get a bit stronger to do what we wanted. So while the game went on longer than I guess it should have, maybe, it's just how the team comps go. When you have a poke comp that can wave clear, you don't really have that great of a siege comp. You have to wait until your comp can start diving their poke comp. So.
And heck, you guys dived really well, so I guess that worked out really well. We'll actually move into our first replay then, where you guys do start picking a fight. Sneaky, if you want to go in on this one, this is your first blood around the mid lane outer turret. If you want to talk to me what your and the rest of the team's goals were here.
Well, I think the call was to go on them, and I think Hai had a really good tornado onto Elise, which basically just initiated the fight for us. And it kind of just went really well for us just after that. Like, they had to run, and they couldn't actually fight. So it was just free. I honestly barely did anything in this fight.
Okay, fair.
I tried to get a reset on more, but I didn't get the kill, and it's whatever.
Hi, any extra insight then as the guy who actually started the battle then?
They were trying to do things they couldn't. One, they can't really hit the turret because I just went well in front of it. Two, they're right next to my turret, so if I ultimate them under my turret, I'm not really afraid of dying. And that they're just so weak that they couldn't actually kill me if I went in. And it's just a terrible idea for them to try and siege mid-turret. But they were running out of options because bot was losing, top was losing. So they had to use their team comp to start pushing turrets. It's just that they were too far behind to actually be able to do that at that point in the game. So they got punished for trying to do something they couldn't.
What do you think they should have done then to not have this desperation, oh crap, siege mid outer turret moment?
Not lose all bot and top.
Just lane better and you got your way in.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what happens. If you have a siege comp and you lose lane phase, what do you do after that? You try to push mid and siege, and if you're just too weak to siege, your comp is kind of dead.
Okay.
Well, so talk to me about the early game. Given the fact that they had some pretty decent laning picks, Jace versus Ryze, Xerath versus Yasuo, and then Ezreal and Braum, like all those champions should do well in the lanes that they were picked into. So what was it that allowed you guys to come out either even or ahead of every single lane?
So it wasn't that we were killing them in lane. That's not how we were winning lane. We were winning lane through our pressure and the times we backed. So we would get maybe like a good buy. We get a lot of wards into their jungle. We see where Elise is, and we just have control of the lane, even if that doesn't mean they're dead. Even if they're alive, as long as you have control of the lane, you're allowed to do what you want to do. So for Nunu, he got to go wherever he wanted in the jungle because top was pushing, mid was pushing, bot was pushing, and we had sights of Elise the entire time. So they couldn't do a play that we wouldn't be ready for just because we had control of the map and through the lanes. So while it didn't seem like we were stronger, we just had map control. So.
Yeah, and that went really well for you guys. So actually, let's go into the second replay then. This is the top lane tier 2 where the battle off starts out. I guess, Hi, you once again start this one with the wind wall under the turret.
Okay, well, is this after I ulted him or before? Oh, okay, so I go onto Ezreal here, and then I'm getting jumped on. So I tell them, or Lemon's telling the rest of the team to come up. And once again, they did like 1 damage to me. So then they're trying to do something to get back into the game. And at this point in time, they didn't do it correctly, and they're just too far behind. There's not much they could do at that point when we're just so fed and they can't fight us.
And it seems you guys just kind of got control, and then the game was just sort of business as usual for you guys.
So, Sneaky, be honest with me there. Was there a moment of like, oh no, High is actually caught out, or was that all planned kind of a situation?
We were really ready for that kind of fight to happen, so it wasn't, oh god, he's going to die. And I was mid. I was like, all right, I know Xera's here. He can't be there. He can't really die. So there was no worry.
Okay, so then you guys have 4 games left until playoffs. You're a game behind first place. You guys haven't ended a season outside of first place yet. So how's the mood of the team going? And I know you guys had this like rough patch in the middle. Are you guys ready to be #1 NA again? Is that what you guys feel like you are right now?
Well, the mood's gotten much better since our rough patch, obviously. I think everyone's in good spirits now. And whether we're first, second, it doesn't matter. We just want to be happy with how we're playing. And I think we're playing better as the week goes on. Our practice is getting better, our morale, attitude. So just everything's going the way it should be again. So even if we don't end up first, I think everyone on the team will be happy with how we're doing just because we're playing better as a team. So whatever happens at the end of the split, as long as we're happy with our own performance, I think we'll be okay.
Sneaky, you guys going to Worlds?
I can't answer that. We're not there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to let the play determine that, freak. You got to show up on the riff. Talk with your mouse.
You have to tell us.
Yeah, you are the analyst.
Yeah, Freak, do you got our back?
I think you guys look strong enough that you'd go to Worlds.
All right, thank you.
I think you guys are top 3 right now.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All
You're
right.
so kind.
Appreciate it.
Well, gentlemen, that was a fantastic win. You've closed that gap on first place, if anything. So best of luck in the coming week. And we've got more LCS matches coming your way. After a quick break, Team Solo Mid will face off against their oldest of rivals, CLG, in a game that will settle things once and for all, at least for this week. We'll be right back.